friends, my name is Marines, and it's been quite a week. I was at VidCon this past weekend and I toyed with a couple of ways of telling you about my experiences there, and then I was like, who am I kidding? I'm gonna make a list. Here's a list of things I'd like to share about VidCon in no particular order. Number one, it was absolutely worth the money for me. I don't think that the content of VidCon itself, isolated from the whole experience, was worth it or particularly life-changing, but VidCon really delivers in the bringing together of like people and creating this atmosphere and being generally a really cool place for content creators or fangirls. Like, if you like to squeal or make online videos, VidCon is a good place for you. Number two, I was absolutely in love with the Creator Pass. This was my first VidCon, so I can't speak to how it was in the previous year, but having that level of separation between community and industry was lovely, and I would 100% go that route if they made it available again. Now, that said, I think there's definitely some work to be done in that space. Too many times it turned into a Q&A with some people on a panel and not necessarily cohesive or tailored to the topic that they set. This has something to do with the moderator, but I feel like if there were more direction from the VidCon people, it would go a really long way in making the content of the panels a bit more specific and takeaway worthy. Number three, my favorite workshop was by far the Women on YouTube workshop. The women on the panel essentially became small group discussion leaders, and we broke out into the room into our different small groups, and we spent a little less than an hour just kind of talking through what it means to be a woman on YouTube, facing negative voices, promoting positive voices. It was just a feel-good time, and excuse me for being a little poetic here, but the air of community was almost tangible. Like, it just felt like something really special. That said, my favorite panel was the BookTube panel, and I know that I'm a little bit biased here, but also Christina Horner did a wonderful job of moderating that panel. All of the panelists did a really good job with their answers and were very engaging. It was good content, but I have to give a special shout out to Rincey because it was so good to be able to see her. I hadn't met her previous to this past weekend, and she is just a delightful human being. Plus, it was really nice to get that bit of diversity on the panel, and not only in terms of skin color or whatnot, but because she is a smaller YouTuber compared to the other people who were there, and also because she reads in mostly different genres. Number four, and speaking of diversity, there is an experience that I feel is almost exclusive to minorities, and that is walking into a room and realizing that no one else there looks anything like you. Apart from that being a more common occurrence or a more easily achievable thing for minorities, I also feel like being super aware of your race or how you are different is something that comes from years of being singled out. Heartbeat spoke at the creator keynote, and I just hope to goodness that her message wasn't lost in her own enthusiasm and nervousness. She stood up there and basically said one thing, and that was that she wanted to see more Black featured creators. I want to see more Hispanic and Latino featured creators. I want to hear from more diverse voices, and I am not talking about the token minority on every other panel. I really appreciated that VidCon at least tried to do this, but there's also something that puts me a little ill at ease when you have the token minority on anything, and that was the situation that happened more often than not. Also, I really enjoyed the Less Than Famous panel, but it would be really great to see a little bit more diversity of channel size amongst all the panels themselves. Especially in the creator track where big name pool I feel is like less of a thing. Number five, the meeting people aspect of VidCon was fun. I've met a ton of people from my blogging days, met people that I met online, offline. This was still weird though, because with blogging I was pretty much guaranteed that they were following along with what I was writing, and I was following along with what they were writing. At the BookTube meetups and events, it was this awkward, do you know me or no kind of shuffle. For the most part, everyone was very nice. I'll fix that and say that 99% of everyone that I met at one of these BookTube events was nice, though not always very open or friendly, which is totally fine. It's their jam to decide how open to meeting new people that they want to be, or if they want to stick within their own friend groups. Like, everybody gets to make that decision for themselves. I did, however, get to meet some really great people and make some really great friends. I got to meet a bunch of people that I knew, again, back from my blogging days that I had never met in person, like Ashley from over at Climb the Stacks, Catherine from Pure Catherine, Fam, Patrick, Taylor from It's Radish Time, Ralph and Lou, Jazz from Smile Big and Pretty. These are people that I mostly interact interacted with through blogging, so to meet them at a vlogging event was really, really neat. I feel like I'm forgetting some of those people too, so if I did, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of running through the list mentally. As for booktubers, I couldn't list all of the people that I met because the booktuber meetup was really great for that, for being able to mingle and meet people. On the first night that I was there, Arthur from Chapter Select sent me a message and was like, I'm determined to get you some friends at VidCon since you pretty much know no one. Of the people that he messaged, I don't actually know how many people he sent this please help my lonely friend message to, but Lee from the Lee Reader sent back and was like, okay, send her over. I decided to suck it up and go meet some new people, and basically I spent the entire weekend hanging out with Lee and his friends Carlos and Lauren. They were so sweet and kind and seriously let a random internet girl follow them around to IHOP and panels, and it was the best. I'm so happy I met them. I got to make a collab video with Lee, which you will see in the upcoming weeks, I'm sure. Thank you so much to them for that, and I'm, again, just thrilled that I was able to meet them, and I hope that we can meet again in the future. Number 6, I did not freaking sleep at VidCon. I think the max hours of sleep that I got all strung together while I was there was 6 hours. My brain was still on East Coast time, and I just could not sleep past like 6:30 in the morning. On Sunday I did Disney Day with Sweeney and her lovely group of friends, and it was magical. We got back to the hotel that night at like 12:30 I think maybe, and we decided to go up to one of the rooms and kind of hang out and say goodbye to everyone, and like the next time I looked at my phone it was 3 o'clock in the morning and I hadn't packed my stuff yet, and my shuttle for the airport was coming at 4:55 or something. So that was a choice that I made. Oh, and yes, I went to Disneyland and can totally report back and say that Disney World is so much better than Disneyland. I mean, it hurts me to say because I just had such a wonderful time with these people and it was a really great day, but Disney World. Number 7, I did not vlog. I mean, I've been showing some random video that I captured here and there, but that's literally it. It was funny to me how disconnected I became from the internet when I was here at this internet thing. Part of it was that my phone decided it wanted to be a really fancy paperweight while it was in California. The other part of it was being really busy and not tweeting or blogging or vlogging, so I just kind of paused the internet. Number 8, I read 2 books while I was away, and that was mostly during the plane rides. I read The Awesome by Ava Darrows, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. It was really hit or miss for me. The fun parts were fun, but there was just this really strong narrator voice that I wasn't personally into, and in an attempt to be all look how fun and forward thinking I am, the author stumbled a couple of times. So I feel like maybe somebody who could get more into the narrator voice might like this a little bit better. I also read The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin, which I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was a really great plane read and it was very fluid, and though it was sad in a lot of ways, it just kind of propelled you through the rest of the story. It was very good, especially for book lovers, but I just found it a little bit cliche and predictable. It did everything you expected it to, but also threw in a bunch of book references and an adorable child. Number 9, I mentioned in my VidCon tag video that my friend was working VidCon. I'm not trying to get name droppy or whatever, but I want to congratulate everyone involved in bringing this event together. Like the actual people pulling long hours or running around the convention center or working booths all day long or making sure that talent was where it was supposed to be. Congratulations, you guys rocked it, and thank you for everything that you did. Number 10, the most important takeaway for me just as a creator was inspiration. I had such a sense of I can do this, and I'm not even talking about being famous, but just creating content that I love and building a community around that content and connecting with people on a personal level. I'm just so thankful to have a friend in Sweeney. It really sucks that we live so far away from each other and have to drop in on each other's lives the way that we do, but it makes me so much more appreciative of that friendship. Thank you for everything, Sweeney, for reminding me that we make choices with the information that we have available, for ill-advised late night chats, for showing me around and always asking, can I bring my friend, for reading my facial expressions and just knowing, and also for encouraging me to start this channel in the first place. Thank you for the stern pep talk in Paris in which you basically said no one cares as much as you do, and you were right. If you have any questions about my experience, let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys soon. And basically I spent the entire weekend following them around